Aloha friends and family. We're winding down to what's going to be the last few videos of the Australia trip, and they're going to be the Penrith Reptile Expo shows. I was planning to do 2 parts at least because there was a lot going on, and I actually ended up deciding I'm going to do 3 parts. The first part with my buddy Troy here and all his venomous snakes that he was unloading before the show, and then there was this amazing moment I got to have with this Parenti monitor. Third video will be every vendor basically at the show. Went all around to almost every table at the show and checked out an animal with somebody at the show. So that'll be the 3rd part. We're here with Troy. Hovenden.
I was wondering what you're trying to say.
Troy has a snake catching company, what we would call a snake relocation company in the States. He's a great guy. He's one of the first people I met when I got here to Sydney. It's before the show is going to start, so Troy's going to be putting away some of the venomous species, and we're going to put these away before the public shows up. And Troy, you got anything to say for yourself?
Yeah, so it's going to be fun. Enjoy the show.
Can you tell us a little bit about just your company and how you got started doing that? And
okay, so basically I started volunteering to start with. I've always had a passion for reptiles and animals in general, but started volunteering with a volunteer organisation here, and after a while I just decided that I'd like to, you know, create a business out of it and do this professionally. There's a lot of pros for that, and it's just a lot of fun, and I just really enjoyed doing it. So
cool. Well, hey, that's the best way to do anything, I think. So what different species are we going to be looking at here?
Well, let's just run through here. We've got a red belly black snake we're going to be putting in. We're going to be putting a mulga snake, a mainland tiger snake, a southern death adder, a northern death adder, and a fierce snake, or inland taipan. So he's #1 in the world. So he should be a bit of fun, getting him in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you do that.
Yeah. So he's the one you sort of you take a lot of care with.
Yeah, sure.
He's actually a good snake, and he's just shed yesterday, so he actually looks really good. Yeah. So I can't wait.
I'm gonna stand back.
So this is a southern death adder. He's actually from the Djara area in Queensland. So they call him a Djara. Typically they have this very orange coloration, so it's very striking, and they're quite popular in the hobby. So the thing with death adders is we always just hook them. We don't actually tail them or anything. They usually ride the hook pretty well. So our next death adder, I think he might have shed his skin in there. So these guys are they're actually the fastest striking snake in the world, and they're quite sluggish and they move slow along the ground. They can move fast if they really want to, but generally they're quite slow and sluggish. They give people a false impression, false sense of security, but when they actually want to strike, they can go at lightning speed. They put their head right next to their tail and they wiggle their tail. They have a little caudal lure on their tail, and that caudal lure, they wiggle it like a worm, and a little animal or bird or something comes along, and because their head will be right next to that tail, as soon as it comes along, grabs the bird. It's a toss-up between the coastal taipan and these guys. Some people say these guys have the longest fangs. Others I've heard say the coastal taipan does, but I'm not sure which one actually does, but I know both are quite long.
It looks so much like an indigo snake.
Very similar, except for the red on the flanks, of course.
So some indigos have a red throat.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah. But obviously the indigos are not venomous.
Right, that's the major difference.
That's the major difference. As far as I know, there's never been a human fatality. A child, maybe. Was it actually confirmed that it was a red belly? He's actually he's a very well-behaved snake. I don't worry about him very much, except at feeding time. It's funny, he's a totally different animal at feeding time. He'll launch out of his enclosure at me.
Really?
Yeah.
The majority of humans in Australia would be
Yeah, that makes same in the States.
Yeah.
All right, let's put him in the cage. He's going up here. He's coming up. All right, what I'll do, I'll just lower it down. I'll let him crawl out, and I'll just grab him as he comes out.
It looks scary out there.
you found a mulga snake while you're on your travels, you'll notice this one probably looks a bit different to that one.
Much lighter color.
Different color. So this one is from the Brigalow belt in Queensland. So in that part of Australia, they're all typically this kind of coloration. So in different parts of Australia, because mulga snakes cover a huge range across Australia. You'll find up in the Kimberley and up in northern Australia they get the biggest, you know, like twice the size of this guy. This one is not placid. This one is crazy. Not this one.
Oh good, he's pointed that way.
He's a gorgeous tiger though, look at the colour of him. So the thing I love about tigers is how variable they are. There's no two the same. And apart from maybe the black tiger snakes, they're just black. But no, they're just around here you get all different variations with the colour, and some are like got this bright yellow like this one, and some are less or more banded. This guy's a nice chunky animal, but he's got a bit of an attitude problem. He's behaving at the moment. Ready? 1, 2, 3, in. So this one is number 1, the inland taipan. So we do have to be careful with him. Fortunately though, no one has ever died from an inland taipan bite, even though they are the most venomous snake in the world. Right, so this is the number 1 most venomous snake in the world. He's far more venomous than cobras, rattlesnakes, anything, you name it. So basically a rat can be on the tail of a rat, he'll give it a quick nip, literally split second, bang, hit it, let go, that rat takes a few steps, drops dead instantly. So that way, that's the reason they have such potent venom, is they eat these rats in the desert, and rather than having to bite a rat, hold onto it and have it attack it and fight back and hurt the snake, he just bites, lets go, and that venom is so potent that it literally drops the rat in seconds. So the rat doesn't run halfway across the desert and get lost by the snake. Something interesting about these guys is in summertime, so he's this really nice bright yellowy kind of color. In wintertime he'll go jet black, and so that's because where they come from, it gets really cold in winter and it's really hot in summer, and so in summer they want to keep their body as cool as possible, so this lighter color reflects the heat. Whereas in the winter, obviously, the darker colour absorbs the heat a bit better. Even though they are the most venomous snake in the world, everyone expects them to be absolutely ferocious. Everyone thinks, oh, it's the most venomous snake in the world, it's got to be, absolutely psycho. But you can see he's quite placid, he's quite calm. Most inland taipans are actually very gentle animals.
Troy was a really awesome dude. He drove me around for a little bit while we were all out in a big group herping the day before the show, and he had to take off early, but I had some good time with him. Freaking cool guy, great kids. I got them on for a couple of what do you knows. Those kids are full of freaking energy, man, and just, you'll see. What do you know?
I know hyphens poo and we are the same hole.
Yeah?
And that pythons shed their skin every year. And that snakes have their gallbladder is black, and I know that their gallbladder is only this big. That a thorny devil has lots of thorns, but they're not actually spiky. They're just fake. They're just pretend, and they're not actually that strong. And I know that real-necked lizard only thrills out snake when it's scared. And I know that if you have a girl snake and you put it with a different snake, but it has to be a boy, you'll get a head, and half of the snakes will be albino if you had an albino one, and if you had a normal one, some of them will be normal. Venomous snakes have
And that's all I know.
Hey Troy, what have you been feeding this kid, man?
I don't know where he learns that stuff from.
I hope you guys are doing well out there. Tomorrow we'll have a bonus video for you, doing a little interview with Eli. I hope you guys enjoyed getting to check out those snakes. That was the first time I got to see any of those snakes in person, all of them. It was really freaking cool. I really appreciate you for doing that, Troy. You guys, there'll be a link down in the description. You can go follow his stuff. Troy's an amazing photographer as well. I'm out of here, folks. Got another video for you guys tomorrow. Aloha.
It's enormous. Look at that. There's Brian.
Here, you want me to lay down next to him?
Yeah, yeah.
Keep his attention.
Come here, buddy. Yeah, you got his attention.